Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Career Workshop. And let me introduce myself. My name is Rob Stone. I'm the Division Director for Civil, Mechanical, and Manufacturing Innovation. We affectionately call ourselves cmmi for short, and we're glad to have you here today. What I'm going to do is just give you a really brief overview intro to the division, our sort of 5 big clusters and 11 programs that we have. And hopefully this will serve as an orientation, if you will, to our programs and set you up to have good conversations at this workshop with our program directors. All right, some key points to take away as you notice as I'll go through the cluster names and even the program names. There's a lot of ampersand signs, and I think that's sort of just, I like that because it means we're really there for everything and what's coming next. So all of our programs support core research in advanced manufacturing, dynamics, controls, and cognition, mechanics and engineering materials, engineering for civil infrastructure, and operations and design. And so those 5 names I just gave you are the cluster names. And again, the programs, there are programs within many of those clusters as well. So what we hope you can do in this time that you have with us at the workshop is make sure that your research idea aligns with the right program. And so we really hope you can have conversations with multiple program directors if you think it hits on different programs to find the right place to submit your career proposal. The other thing that I hope that you can take away from this is to think of the program directors here as part of your mentoring network. They really are here and they want to see you succeed as an academic researcher. So use them to sort of make sure that your ideas are in the right sort of the right lane, if you will. And also remember to as you reach out to them, they're busy folks, so make sure you do give them time so that they can review your work and provide meaningful feedback for you if you want that. All right, jumping into the clusters, the first one we'll talk about is advanced manufacturing. In each of these 5 clusters, as we go through, you'll notice a word cloud up at the top. That was built off of titles of our research proposals that we funded over the past 5 to 7 years. So it's just there to give you an idea of some of the big words that have come up over the ways and maybe helps orient you to the programs. So we have 5 program directors that handle advanced manufacturing: Andy Wells, Kershid Cooper, Bruce Kramer, Tom Keish, and Kevin Chow. And so do look for them if you're doing anything manufacturing related to get a better idea of how your idea fits. Our next cluster is dynamics, controls, and cognition. Within here, we have 3 programs that I'll talk about. First, dynamics, controls, and system diagnostics. That one has program directors in Arena Dolinskaya, Jordan Berg, Harry Dankowitz, and Ava Konso. And that is sort of a long-standing big program that, as its name implies, encompasses everything from dynamics and controls and diagnostics. One of our newer programs is Mind, Machine, and Motor Nexus, or M3X for short. That one is currently managed by Alex Leonessa in an expert role, and we're awaiting sort of our next full-time program director to show up. And so talk to these folks if your work falls into these areas. Also within the dynamics, controls, and cognition is our robotics program. It's called Foundational Research in Robotics. I talk about it just a little bit differently than the rest because it is a bit special. It is a program that we share with the SIZE Directorate. And so we, both engineering and SIZE, sort of have ownership of it, recognizing that robotics is really sort of a multidisciplinary effort where folks come from both an engineering standpoint and a computer science standpoint. And this says, if you're doing robotics, we're not going to make you choose which camp you want to be in, right? You're just going to be a roboticist. There's a list there of the program contacts for robotics. You'll see sort of our folks, Jordan, Arena, and Sadiq Kidwa in there, who are good contacts from cmmi, as well as those in SIZE and then the ECCS Division of Engineering as well. All right, moving to the third cluster, it is Engineering for Civil Infrastructure. We are program directors there, Joy Palski, Gianluca Cusadas, and Giovanna Biscontin. Be sure to reach out to them. As the word cloud implies there, this cluster covers everything from sort of structural parts of civil infrastructure into earthquake sort of engineering aspect to geotechnical areas. So reach out to them. All right, our fourth cluster we'll talk about is mechanics and engineering materials. We have two distinct programs within this cluster. One is biomechanics and mechanobiology, or BMMB for short. The other is mechanics of materials and structures, or MOMS for short. This cluster has sort of a team approach to how we accomplish our mission. Laurel Cook's house is the anchor, if you will, on the biomechanics and mechanobiology side. Sadiq Kidwa and Nakia Goldborn are the anchors on the mechanics and materials side. And then we have Lucy Zhang and Wendy Crone, who are have expertise that sort of crosses the domain from the mechanics to the biomechanics side. And so they work together as a team of 5. You can actually probably hit up any of them for questions in this area. And if there's one person who's a better match, they can point you to them. So, and again, you see some topics that you would fall into this cluster below in the word cloud. A lot of traditional mechanics to sort of more interesting and new things and the biomechanics end to the really sort of crazy new structure coming out as well. All right, fifth and final cluster for us is operations and design. We have 4 programs that operate out of here. First one is operations engineering, and Georgia Ann Klutke and Reha Uzoy are program directors in this area. Reha also handles a division-wide task for us on solicitations that deal with data infrastructure. And so he's sort of serving 2 roles there. Then we have our second program is civil infrastructure systems. Yo-Yo Fan is the program director there. Then humans, disasters, and the built environment. Dan Liang is our program director there. And then the final program out of this cluster is engineering design and systems engineering. Catherine Yawlikoff is our program director for that as well. And this is really kind of, I like to think of it, this is our people cluster, if you will. So if you have problems that are somewhat human-centered, this is likely the place you would want to go, whether that's anything from a design problem to dealing with climate change and on a human and environmental scale to sort of operations that involve sort of decisions being made about folks. So one way that I like to look at this cluster. So that's our 5 clusters. I will close it out with just sort of giving you a brief look at what I'll call the integrators. This is all the rest of us. Bruce Kramer, in addition to doing some work in the advanced manufacturing side, is our senior advisor and knows everything, all things manufacturing, and takes care of our LEAP High program solicitation, which is for the larger mid-scale type awards. Jack Mazzaros is our science and technology advisor for natural hazards. You'll also encounter her if you do much work in the humans, disasters, and built environment arena as well. Then Joy Miner, Jesus Marosa, Greg Formosa, Kristen Callahan, and Roni Ventura are our team of analysts that help give us great data and great insights so that we can make good decisions here about the program. And then finally, Alexis Lewis is the Deputy Division Director and sort of my partner in getting all of this done to serve the research community. And with that, I'll close out and say I hope you enjoy the next couple of days of the workshop and wish you success in preparing your career proposal. Thanks.